Hello, hi, good morning. I went to bed thinking about this, and now I'm gonna say what I need to say. So, per my last video, Sierra's timing for making the video she made, finally addressing the whole how she feels about Nick. Nick and Alandria being together after the villa. The same Sierra who said, if I can take your man, then he wasn't yours to begin with. Yeah, that one. Is over here trying to paint a picture like Nick never liked her and wanted Alandria the whole time. Now, let's be quite honest. I feel like Nick was always interested in Olandria, which is clear from day one, but I wouldn't say he never liked Cierra, which is how she's trying to spin it. It just so happened that when he finally got with Olandria, he likes her way more than he likes Sierra. Another thing I don't haven't heard anyone mention, and this is just me. I've been wanting to say this for so long. Sierra's relationship with Nick, the reason that it is so different from Nick's relationship with Olandria is because when Sierra and Nick were together, Sierra was heavily pursuing Nick. Like, she was pretty much throwing herself at him. And I mean this both literally and figuratively. She came into that villa as a bombshell, right? Took Nick from Bella literally in a recoupling right after they were together, and then was super physical with him. And basically was like, "Oh yeah, I want this man. This is who I'm this is the man, right?" And said, "If I can take your man, he wasn't yours to begin with." Remember that, right? So, the other aspect of this that I feel like no one's talked about is the fact that Sierra kitty blocked Nick. And when I say that, this is what I mean. Her and Nick got really physical very quickly in the relationship. And the reason why I say Sierra did it over Nick is because women set the tone of when men can sleep with them. Like, most men, unfortunately, are always going to sleep with a woman if she's offering that to them and they're attracted to her. And the fact that Sierra was willing to so soon, I feel like personally, as a woman, she was trying to mark her territory. She did not want other women or other bombshells to come in and try to go after Nick. And she knows that for the most part, if a woman knows you're sleeping with I know I'm coming into the villa and I know two people are sleeping together, I'm probably not going after that person, right? And that was the same thing with Jeremiah and Huda, right? Like, Huda was sleeping with Jeremiah pretty fast when they were coupled up, and for the most part bombshells who came in were not going after Jeremiah, but they also weren't really going after Nick for that same reason. So I feel like she was marking her territory, aka Nick, so that other women in the villa wouldn't want to go after him. And I feel like the reason that it applied to Nick more than Sierra, because the thing is, most men don't really care. Like, they'll still go after a girl knowing that their male friend slept with them. You know, bro code is not the exact same as girl code, but I feel like Sierra knew, like, oh, if I'm sleeping with him, most of these girls that come in are not going to want to go after him. And that was true most of the season. Like, even during Casa, like, no one was going after Nick because all of those girls coming into the villa knew, oh, him and Sierra are sleeping together. Maybe I should go for someone else. Maybe I can turn his head. No one thought that they could take Sierra or Nick from Sierra because they were having SEX. I don't think I can say that. So, anyways, I honestly feel like the fact that no one's clocking the fact that that was a kind of strategic, manipulative move on Sierra's end. Because, like I said, Sierra, the woman decides. The woman decides when a man is going to be getting any of those access to her body at the end of the day. And Sierra gave gave Nick access to her body very early, in my opinion. Now, this is not me shaming her for that. It's just saying, like, I feel like she was always throwing herself at Nick, and Nick was never really actively pursuing the relationship. And I do feel like he kind of got I would say because I feel like he regretted sleeping with her so early. Like, you can kind of tell when it initially happened. He was like, "Oh yeah, it was great," but he also was like, "Oh, I don't." Now I feel like he felt trapped because he knew how it would have looked if he was really trying to still go after other people, knowing they had, that means more. I also feel like it gave Cierra the illusion. It made Sierra's feelings for Nick stronger, and I also feel like it gave her the illusion of Nick being into her. But the truth is, like, having sex with a man will not make a man stay with you. Like, I feel like if we can learn anything from this Cierra and Nick's relationship, that's what we can learn. Because it wasn't making him obsessed with her. It didn't make him like her anymore. I honestly feel like all it did was kind of keep him trapped, in a sense, in that relationship with her, because most girls coming in were not looking at Nick as who they wanted. Now, I feel like the reason Nick and Alandria's relationship did develop the way it did after Cierra left is because it's almost like Cierra was blocking Nick from other women in the villa. I'm so sorry. Nick and Alandria both had interest in one another. They both were in other couples, though, for the majority of the time. So I'm still confused on how them showing initial attraction to each other and being friends while they were both in other couples, and then Taylor and Clark end up together. We saw how that plays out. Cierra got removed, and then they got together. Is Nick did something to Cierra. Y'all pushing that narrative. Miss me with it. I feel like Cierra was chasing a man that was kind of interested in her, and he was probably willing to stay coupled up with her till the end. Do I think they would have made it to top 4? I don't know. I honestly feel like that's what production was pushing for them to be. But then obviously, Cierra, honestly, we're grateful for your sacrifice. Because if Cierra had never been removed, we wouldn't have gotten Nicolandia. And so, as much as, that sucked for Cierra, it turned out great for Nick and Alandria. So, a sacrifice had to be made, and I'm sorry it had to be the way it did with Cierra, but I also just think, like, she needs to stop acting like somebody did something to her, because her own actions got her removed from the show, and then the person she was coupled with moved on to someone else. I know that's not something anyone would want to experience, but I also feel like if you can recognize that the person that you were with likes someone else way more than you, that was never your man. So like I said, she should stand on her same quote that she said coming into the villa. If I can take your man, he wasn't yours to begin with. So if Alandria could take Nick from you, he wasn't yours to begin with. All right.